Have you ever wondered how old a tree is, or how we even determine the age of a tree? The mystery of tree age is a fascinating one, often misunderstood due to a common misconception. Many believe that trees form a single ring each calendar year, or every 365 days. But in reality, tree growth is not tied to a strict timeline of days. Instead, it's linked to the rhythmic dance of the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. These cycles of growth and dormancy are orchestrated more by changing environmental conditions such as temperature and rainfall than by the mere passage of time. As the seasons ebb and flow, so too does the life of a tree. And within these rhythms, we find the clues to a tree's age. So you see, understanding this seasonal cycle is the key to unlocking the age of a tree. Imagine a year in the life of a tree. What would we see? Let's embark on this journey, starting with the arrival of spring. In this season of renewal, our tree wakes up from its winter slumber, stretching its branches and preparing for a period of growth. This is when the tree forms what we call springwood. It's a type of wood that is typically lighter in color and less dense due to the higher moisture content. This is the tree's way of making the most of the abundant water supply and warmer temperatures. As the season progresses into summer, our tree continues to grow, but now the conditions have changed. The days are hotter and drier, prompting the tree to produce a different kind of wood, known as summerwood. This wood is darker, denser, and tougher, better equipped to handle the harsh summer conditions. Together, the springwood and summerwood form a distinct layer of growth, or what we often refer to as a ring. But it's not just a ring, it's a record, a journal entry of sorts, capturing the tree's experiences throughout the year. As autumn arrives, the tree begins to slow down. It's been a busy year, and it's time for some rest. The leaves change color, eventually falling off, and the tree enters a period of dormancy. This is when the clear delineation between the previous year's growth and the next begins to form. Winter is a time of rest and rejuvenation for our tree. It may seem like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface the tree is conserving energy, preparing to burst forth with new growth when spring comes again. Over the years, these annual cycles repeat, each one leaving behind a ring. These rings accumulate, forming a tapestry of the tree's life. Each ring represents a chapter in the tree's life story, revealing its struggles and triumphs, its encounters with drought, disease, and abundant growth. So the next time you see a tree, imagine the stories it could tell. Remember, each ring tells a story of a tree's life, its struggles and triumphs. But what about trees in tropical climates where the seasons don't vary as much? How do we estimate their age? Well, let's delve into some of the intriguing methods scientists use. First off, there's radiocarbon dating. This technique involves measuring the quantity of carbon-14, a radioactive isotope found in the tree's organic matter, to estimate the time since the death of a plant or animal. It's mainly used for dating fossils or dead trees, but it's a crucial tool in the scientist's arsenal nonetheless. Next up, we have the biomass expansion factor, or BEF method. Scientists use this to gauge a tree's growth intensity based on its biomass. By measuring the height and diameter of a tree, they can calculate a rough estimate of its age. But remember, this method tends to give an approximation rather than an exact figure. The increment borer method is a less invasive technique that's similar to counting tree rings. It involves extracting a small sample from a tree using a device called an increment borer. The rings visible in this core sample can then be counted to deduce the tree's age. This method allows us to peek into the tree's past without causing it much harm. Comparative analysis is another method used where a tree's size is compared to that of trees in the vicinity whose age is known. It's more of a ballpark estimation, but it can still provide valuable insights. Finally, there's DNA analysis. This complex method studies mutations in a tree's DNA. Over time, these mutations accumulate at a certain rate, forming a kind of molecular clock. In some cases, this clock can be used to estimate the tree's age. While it's a more intricate procedure, it's a testament to how far we've come in our understanding of nature. Each of these methods has its own strengths and limitations, and the choice of method often depends on the specific needs of the study, available resources, and the context. One thing's for sure though, the age of a tree can be a complex puzzle, but with the right tools, we can piece together its fascinating history.